A long, long time ago, in a far, far away place called Blackistan, there were wars, and these conflicts were called the Blackistan Wars. And throughout these wars, there arose a man of royal lineage, and his name was BenjaminDeSouza. He brought forth a sword that will shine light in darkness, free the captive minds, and bring truth and justice. His eyes glimmered like ember. His skin was like fine burnished steel. And as he walked, behind him he left a glistening wake. This is the story of BenjaminDeSouza, the prince and the warlord. Yo, what's happening? It's BenjaminDeSouza here, the prince, back with another classic. And today I would like to talk about homeostasis and how that relates to black folks. First off, homeostasis, the tendency towards a relatively stable equilibrium between interdependent elements, especially as maintained by physiological processes. Except what that's basically saying is that there is a baseline for everything. And when something diverges too far from that baseline, homeostasis is the process by which it gets brought back to that baseline. Excuse me. Take for instance, you might have a common cold, right? The outside virus that entered into your body threw the homeostasis of your body off. And you feeling the symptoms, the fever, the coughing, the stuffy nose or whatever, you experiencing those symptoms is a byproduct of your body attempting to bring itself back into homeostasis. You see what I'm saying? So I say that to say this, as of late, and I've been hearing this for a while, but as of late, I just keep hearing several YouTubers saying, well, these females don't need y'all anymore because they making their own monies now, and they can essentially do anything and everything a man can do because of society. Once again, brother, that is a for the brothers who say that, that's a very shallow way of looking at it. That's a very two-dimensional, surface level way of looking at it. And it really speaks to a lack of self-actualization and a lack of self-awareness. Because Game Changer was saying on his panel earlier, he said, I really think you brothers don't know your worth. First he prefaced that comment by saying, I'm through being nice with you niggas. He basically told them, look, I think y'all brothers don't know what y'all worth. Because you're reducing yourself down to one, like this single this single denominator. But anyway, it's like if you're looking at it like, well, shit, she can go to college and get a job and pay her bills and be independent just like a man can do. So now she can, no, nigga, no, she can't. The, the way men and women are made, the men are to naturally lead, and the women are to follow. It's just the way it is, not just from a physical standpoint either, from a mental standpoint, from an emotional standpoint. Our brains are wired differently. We're more spatial in our thinking. Like say for instance, right? If I'm giving someone directions, I could say I can map it all the shit out in my fucking mind. I could say, yeah, go down 39th, 2 blocks to 41st Street, then take a left on Linwood. Well, not Linwood because that's 31st Street, but take a left on Agnes. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna go 3 blocks, and I'm seeing this shit in my fucking head the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, we have better spatial recognition. Like, we can literally map shit out in our heads. Women can't do, like, women are limited in that capacity. They can't, for the most part, be three-dimensional thinkers like that. It's just what it is, you know? Look at the Bible, the Most High clearly says, your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Just what it is. So yeah, you got all these outside artificial enhancers propping them up, giving them this illusion of independence. But homeostasis is still gonna bring that shit to a fucking end. You know what I mean? So if a chick is sitting up here all throughout her 20s, let's say ideally, right? Let's take a chick, right? Let's take a chick, right, in an ideal scenario. 18, she graduates high school, no kids, right? She gets a academic scholarship to whatever, Bumblefuck University. She completes her studies there. She lands a, let's just say, $70,000 a year job. 4 years later, she's what, 23 now? And now she's like, well, shit, I'm strong, independent, educated. I don't need no man. So now really all I need these niggas for is for some penis from time to time. Right? So she plays that game. She plays the I don't need no man leverage card, right? She does that from age 23 all the way for 6 years straight until she's 29, 30. Guess what? Now when she goes to clubs and when she goes to bars, she's starting to notice that guys aren't paying attention to her like that anymore. They notice the shit. Trust me, I'm 35. There's plenty of chicks whom I went to high school with and known for years, since the 90s. I'm talking about back in the day, these chicks was bad. Now they're in their mid 30s and shit. It's looking kind of rough, man. You know, I'm seeing an upswing in posts of these statuses talking about you know, it'd be a chick with a marriage dress on and shit. You know, some generic ass photo like that, some generic marriage photo, and the caption would be, "I can't wait for this to be me someday." Like, nah, 10 years ago it was niggas ain't shit. Fuck these niggas. I'm doing me, right? That's that's homeostasis taking effect in their lives. That's just that. So really, when motherfuckers say, "Well, these women don't need you anymore because they got their own monies," and for one, that shit doesn't mean it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. It really doesn't. Because if you're a brother like me, you know, not just females but women, and not just it's kind of hard to explain, but when you're a three-dimensional thinker, and you self-actualize and whatnot, you'll start to notice that not only women within your peer group will come to you for hard-hitting advice on things, but also older women will come to you on serious matters and get your serious take on shit. I got aunties and shit that come to, they'll ask me in passing and whatnot from time to time. They'll ask me about some serious shit and try to see what I think about it. They're coming to me as, for counsel. And I'm like, damn, you used to change my diaper at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? Now you're coming to me for serious counsel? Okay. But that's homeostasis coming back into play. That's homeostasis putting the man back at the head and the woman being placed beneath that. That's just what it is, man. So when you brothers say, well, they don't need y'all because they got their own monies and this, you really setting these chicks up for failure. I don't know if you know this, if you're just not smart enough to realize that that's what you're doing, or you're knowingly, excuse me, just saying this shit just to throw fucking salt in the game. Either way, it's bogus as hell. Be honest with you. Because she can be as intrepid and as ass kicking as she wants to be. She gonna come back around. Especially when you're talking about something as artificial as the way society has rolled out the red carpet for these chicks. How they can easily just how it just lays it out on a silver platter for them. It gives them every opportunity to succeed. You know what I mean? But yet and still, on average, black men still out earns them. Like that right there alone is end of discussion. If black women, no, let's restate that again. If black women didn't need us, black men, because i.e. they're so independent, they're making their own money now. Okay, well, it is because society has given every advantage to them that they possibly could, every subsidy that they possibly could, handed it to them on a silver platter, while simultaneously doing any and everything it can to make sure that it trips up and hinders black men. But yet and still, black men still out earn black women. How in the fuck is that possible? Either black men are so kick ass that regardless of the travails and the pitfalls that are laid out in front of us, that we still overcome. Or black women are so inept and dumb that regardless of all the handouts and the velvet pillows and the fucking silver platters that's laid out for them, they still can't take advantage of it. Well, yeah, man, homeostasis. That's all I got. Get up on that.